Yo, people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for Battle of the North. Your weekly show is back. And listen, it's not easy in these streets because most of us didn't even play. So Man City are about to get some serious shine for once.
At last.
Yeah, at last. They're about to get some serious shine. It is live. It is live. So big up your damn selves in the comments. There you go. Just to prove it to you. Lateness is greatness, 100%. Big up your damn selves as always. We'll start with you, Mr. Take Note, Sarcasm City TV, flawless in the building. Talk to me. How are you feeling, sir?
I'm good, fam. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. Shame there was no football this weekend. I was looking forward to see how United lined up. Obviously, we got the dub in Europe as expected. And it's good I enjoy this show, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's always good to see all of you free. Large up the chat as always. Well, man, always entertaining. I love this show. It's great. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. So big up.
Yeah, salute on that expected result against Sheriff.
Yeah, man, 100%, man. We had to do what needed to be done. You know what I'm saying? Not all teams get expected results, but, you know, it's a whole different conversation and that. It's a whole different conversation. Certain teams were confident of topping Champions League groups. You know what I'm saying? But we move.
I don't know who he's sending for, but I know he's sending for somebody.
That's not a shot. That's a fact. Why do I get in trouble for spitting the truth? Certain teams were expected to be top of groups. Certain teams currently, as right now, are not top of groups and to the Champions League.
Sorry, just put your hand up if you're top.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, carry on.
See, my point, isn't it? But, you know, it's always shoot the messenger. Did you get the message? I'm tired of this. Did you get the message? Forget how I deliver it. Did you get the message? But, hey, it's what it is. Big
Oh, my God. Husam, bro, talk to me. How are you feeling? This is football, yeah? Weekend off, winning midweek last week that you were desperate to talk about. I didn't even watch your game in terms of the performance because I was too busy focused on my team dropping points. So maybe we'll discuss it a little bit, because I know when Liverpool win, you don't feel like you're getting your fair dues. So talk to me. How are you feeling?
I think this is a massive moment for Battle of the North because Husam and Flawless agree for the first time in the history of the show. So this is fantastic stuff. Completely agree with the Flawless. You know, I love how when we lost to Napoli and he lost to Sociedad, we were going to talk about the midweek games. Suddenly we aren't going to talk about the midweek games. It's crazy. But anyways, you know why I'm smiling? You know, I'm happy because Liverpool didn't play this weekend. Thank God. I'm so happy the international break is here. So I'm celebrating this time. I'm enjoying it. I don't have to watch my team play football. Shout out the Liverpool women's team who beat Chelsea 2-1, by the way. Comeback win. Big up to them as well. So yeah, I'm here. I'm happy. Big up Flawless as well.
It's got that bad.
You get me? We agree for the first time. And it's going to be a fantastic show. Battle of the North. My favorite, man. My favorite show to appear on. Let's do this.
I appreciate it. This is what it's meant to be. It's meant to be the people's favorite. Do you know what I'm saying? It's the Battle of the North. It's literally what it says in the title. Daps, you played this weekend. Never a foul. 2 slide tackle, man. Yeah. How are you doing?
Definitely a foul, though, isn't it? It was definitely a foul. It was some kung fu fighting. My guy thought he was Haaland trying to put the ball in the back of the net, but instead it was Grealish's stomach. Good to see Diego Costa is already having an influence on Wolves' style of football. So yeah. Good though. Good.
Well, before we get into that, because I want to, obviously we're going to talk about Man City in depth. I feel like it's factual to say that they haven't got their shine so far on this show. But somebody that has had and is shining is this man.
Hey.
Come on.
Them man there be learning life, rehearsing life. Trust me, far from certified. Actually, when you sleep, I'm working nights. I want all the ups to feel like that Jurgen guy on Merseyside.
There you go. There you go.
Flawless.
Beautiful segue.
Flawless.
Yeah.
Copyright claim.
Wow.
That right there is somebody that's shining. There you go. You know what I'm saying? Flawless, Mr. Take Note. Of course.
Segue. Love, man. Love. Appreciate that. Of
course. It looks beautiful. I must say. You know how to make a trailer. I must say that. You really know how to hit out the park there. I seen that up on story. I was like, oh, I need to get a piece of that. And that shit over. You know what I'm saying?
I want to know, what was that little line about Merseyside as well?
Oh, I want all the ups to, because the track's called Prayer for the Ups, innit? So I was just saying I want all the ups to fail like that Jurgen guy on Merseyside. You don't want the ups to fail.
I agree.
That's all it was.
Husam just can't get no rest.
And that's the line that people gravitate towards. Like I said, all the stuff I put in my verse, all the bars and punchlines,
irrelevant
metaphors I rack my brain about. and I want that Jurgen guy on Merseyside to fail is the one people gravitate towards.
Flawless.
I mean, he must have heard it. He must have heard the track because he's like, yeah, I will.
Me and you had a moment. We started the show peacefully. We had a common enemy in Matisse. Within 4 minutes and 33 seconds, you've already stabbed me in the back.
That's how
you didn't need to clarify to Flawless. You didn't need to clarify to Daps. You know good and damn well he heard it. And he knew exactly what was said. He did that on purpose, you know, so he could get me upset because he saw me smiling. He's like, I don't want this Liverpool fan to smile. So it's just how it goes. So see, Flawless, today we make peace, me and you, because we have common enemies in this panel right now. So we make peace today. We make peace.
Yeah, agreed. So Flawless, please. Sorry, Husam, please tell us about Liverpool's great win in the win.
You don't want to lead the show with your win at the weekend. You want to? All right, you want to give Husam the floor? Give him the floor.
No, tell us about how the brave Liverpool women.
Never seen this before.
Big up to Daps. You get me. Welcome to Battle of the North. This is actually Matisse's channel where he is the host. So Matisse, do you want to start with the Liverpool stuff, or I thought we were to start with the City stuff? I'm confused because he is.
I thought it would be fair to give Daps his opportunity to praise his team. Do you know what I mean? I saw
you lot praise my team.
Yeah, but you got to start us off. Do you know what I mean? Give us the lowdown on what took place at the weekend there. Was it really what it looked like in the highlights? Because obviously I didn't watch the full 90, and it looked like utter domination once again. Haaland with another goal. I'm going to get into that more specifically, but just talk to me about the performance. And
you know what? If the highlights made it a completely dominant performance, I'll be honest, not quite. When they went the first 25 minutes, 30 minutes, then they got a player sent off, and I think that their manager came out and said, I don't know if City kind of just took their foot off the gas, but there was times where it looked like Wolves had 12 men on the pitch and we had 10, because Wolves were good. Once they went down to 10 men, Wolves worked hard, and it took us a while to get the third. But yeah, there's other things. You know what? We've got Haaland. I can't focus on us getting goals no more. We're going to get goals in it, right? But there's other things that we can look at. Like Grealish's performance was a plus. He seemed to play a little bit more centrally, and he was running at them a bit more. So that was a plus. That Grealish is maybe we are playing differently. So maybe now we're playing more. I don't know. We're not using as much width, so Mahrez is not shining so much. But Grealish coming centrally, maybe that's where we're going to see him more. I could get that.
Do you want to see him in that position more often? Does this need to be a ricochet?
If I'm being honest with you, I don't think Grealish works out wide for City. The way that we are playing, it's to get the ball to Haaland. So Grealish running at goal from wide, we're not going to see. Yeah. However, Grealish ball carrying and moving the ball up the pitch and drawing out fouls, what he does best, that might be where we always said, look, Bernardo Silva one day is leaving. We all know that, yeah? And he got signed when we thought Bernardo might go. So maybe he could be that guy that plays a bit deeper and makes those runs forward. So we'll see. But that was a plus. The other one is, again, clean sheet. That's massive for me, because we started the season with, Newcastle 3 goals, Palace 2 goals. Now I think we've got the best defense in the league, and it just shows how Pep has highlighted that down the left we looked a bit, and he's gone and brought in a Kanji and he's hit the ground running. So that for me is a plus as well.
This De Bruyne overlapping run. When is it going to be stopped? It's every single time over there. It's just, and then he just fizzes it in, and it's like it's just too easy.
We spoke on this earlier, and this is the thing. You've got to remember, when De Bruyne joined us, he used to play out wide. And same with Bernardo Silva. Both of them used to play out wide. And Pep kind of moved them more into a central role. But now it's like we don't need those players that naturally hold the width when you've got Bernardo, because we've got Walker and Cancelo kind of coming more centrally, allowing them to overlap. And those De Bruyne balls in, they're always just a problem, man. There's such a problem. The other thing I wanted to speak on is Haaland's involvement in the third goal as well, because it showed another side of his game. Held the ball up well, and then his pass to the overlapping run was perfect weight. Yeah. And it's like, you know what? Yeah, I have seen the ball rebound off him once or twice. He's a number 9, innit? Number 9s are not fucking David Silvers. Yeah, they're not Kevin De Bruyne's. But the fact that he has got a pass in him, he has got an assist in him. they're the things that will not get spoke about because the media are going to keep focusing
on touches and in the box. Yeah.
But the more we see, and this is the thing why I think one of the reasons he chose City and Pep, that he knows. Pep said it. We can't teach this man what he does naturally. Yeah, what he does naturally is some natural. I don't know. I don't even know what you call it. Yeah, it's very rare in strikers. But you know
like
that
a robot
Pep is.
Like a robot.
I mean, you could call him a robot.
Like
we call him a robot. Yeah.
Like when I say that, that's
Yeah,
complimentary when I say that.
Yeah,
like he's like a cheat code. Like you shouldn't.
It is.
Be able,
I really get
crazy.
the cheat code. It makes Walker as a cheat code. Like that was an old cheat code. That cheat code's gone now. This is the cheat code.
And you know when you used to play Football Manager and you used to lose a game and then you would load it back up and think, I saved as like last week and I want to try again. Let me see if I can run that back. And then you lose again.
I'm glad it wasn't just me that did that.
Yeah, and you're like, yo, this is, let's do that one more time. Let's see. And then you lose again. You think, all right, this is not a malfunction. This is embedded in the game. I was born to lose this match. And that's what it is.
The thing with him is like, I just want him to keep proving me and others wrong. And I'm not saying I was a hater on him, but I was like, I want to see it because I don't believe anyone can hit the ground. When people were saying 40 goals this season, I'm like, don't do that to a young player first season. But it's like, oh shit, fucking hell. Okay, he really is. And the difference is, you see, some players need the ball put on the end of their foot. Yeah, it's not that with him. It's like the area you need to put the ball in is bigger. Just put it in there. He'll get there. Yeah, he's got the stride to get there. And you know what? His finishing, even his goal this week, he didn't connect with it brilliantly. But again, robot.
Yeah,
it's enough accuracy on it. I wanted to ask two questions, right, to the rivals of City, and that is, I'll start with you, Sam. In terms of beating the record for Salah, the 32 goals, is that the record, isn't it? And then also Kevin De Bruyne in the assists beating Henry, which I think is 20. Do you think we could see a situation where both of those happen this season with these two freaks?
I think the thing is, with just before I answer that question, because it's a very good question, and it makes me want to cry deep from inside, because it's like one record I cling on to. But anyway,
I mean, Gerrard's gone, by the way, as well.
I just want to say one thing to what Daps just said, and everything about Erling Haaland. I can't lie, I did a watch along for that Wolves City game, and last year that would have been a 0-0 draw. That just would have been a 0-0 draw. You could just, like, you could sense, because Wolves were just doing what Wolves do. Park the bus. By the way, Wolverhampton Wanderers have had a horrendous start to the season, but because their manager is not called Gerrard or Lampard, they don't get any stick. But we're not gonna get into that.
And their defense has been good. They haven't conceded many goals as well.
We like crashing on.
They are
Lampard
16th.
as well.
There is no excuse for Wolverhampton Wanderers being 16th. I'm sorry. That's just.
I hear you, Hassan, but we also like crashing on Gerrard and Lampard as well. That's what we do.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. That's what it is. Anyway, look, the thing is with Haaland is, I feel like, and people thought I was exaggerating. First of all, Daps, congratulations on winning the league. It's over for me. I've said that it's over for me before the season started.
No, Arsenal winning it. Have you?
Sorry, correction, because the chat are saying it was Henry and De Bruyne share the record.
Yeah, they did share it.
I want to see if he can smash it though. He should be able to take that record himself. Yeah.
And let's be clear, Arsenal have won the league as well. Arsenal have won the league, bro.
Listen, Daps, don't worry about Arsenal. We are in the North.
Oh, I'm definitely not, bro.
You get me? Because if we were to make a North versus South thing, our team would destroy them. So forget us. We're superior to them. Forget Arsenal. When it comes to City, they're unstoppable. Like, this is not normal. The only way Erling Haaland does not break Salah's record is as follows. God forbid, and I never wish injury on anyone, God forbid an injury happens. That's the only way that doesn't happen.
Take your glasses off so I can look in your eyes when you say that, bro.
No, but I never wish injury on anyone. I swear to God, I never.
He doesn't. Very respectful.
Yeah, I don't do the whole wish injury on anyone, because I think that's like, I never want someone to be like not doing the sport he wants to do. And the second thing is, if he goes maybe through like a cold run where he goes 7-8 games without a goal, something like maybe he just goes off form wildly, which I don't expect to happen either. So I think, look, the KDB thing is quite interesting, because I've been doing a whole lot of KDB prop lately. And there's a weird section of football fans at this point in time, which I like to call them ability merchants, who just for some reason think Kevin De Bruyne is a target, or like they want to mock him and stuff.
Oh, they
Kevin
think
De
he's
Bruyne-
a cross spammer or something.
100%. They keep saying cross spammer. Kevin De Bruyne
Yeah.
is one of the greatest Premier League midfielders we have seen. Regardless of what happens from now till the end of his career, he's one of the greatest Premier League midfielders we've ever seen. He's up there. He's up there. I think he's overtaken certain bums in the Prem like Scholes and these guys. He's overtaken them. I think now there's only maybe
Whoa, bums.
Yeah, sorry, are you reading this?
Hey, certain people's legends not only failed, you know what I'm saying, on the pitch in the Premier League, they're also failing in the dugout. But we move.
I'm sorry, I'm not being funny, but that last one, until recently, apparently Jesus didn't score enough. Now, literally, De Bruyne's whole stats are because of Gabriel Jesus.
No, they're saying he costed them.
Oh, right, okay, my bad. Apologies.
The Jesus thing, by the way, Daps, I told you about Jesus. I told you you're gonna miss Sterling, not Jesus. I told you. I still remember. I told you Jesus.
Oh, we're not missing either, bro. It's a different. We're playing differently. I've got it now. We don't press no more.
If I say you miss Sterling, it's more understandable than you miss Jesus.
Sterling is carrying up. To be fair, I think Jesus. You should. Do you not rate him because he's
I rate him massively.
No, I'm saying Husam.
Yeah.
I rate him, but sorry, this is just me being honest. When you sell Jesus and you get Haaland, that's you selling a Toyota and getting a Ferrari. Like, let's not sit up here and
let's just deep it even more. And I said this is a key. We did not need to sell either of them, right? But they were both on the last year of their contract.
Yeah, that's the key.
And we were getting like 40, 45 million for them. That was important. The other thing is, now if you look at how City are playing, Jesus, the key thing for me was Jesus's press. I always spoke on it. Yeah, he led the press from the front. If you press from the front, and win the ball so close to the other team's goal, where is the space for Haaland, right? You need to invite people a bit back, let them come back, don't press so far, let them win the ball back to allow the space for Haaland. Secondly, you just said De Bruyne and on the other side, I think it's Foden are overlapping. So again, Sterling, we don't need Sterling's width. They don't fit into our plans with Haaland. So it's like, offering this money with a year left.
But when I spoke about Sterling, a lot of City fans were like, he would play a lot better with a striker, and this is a terrible time to let him go because the best we saw Sterling was with Aguero and also Alvarez. Alvarez is not spoken about. He's a brilliant option to have as well. He's for me, he's going to do his thing. If he gets the game time. But I agree with you. I think when you've got someone of Haaland's pace, it means that it puts defenders in a weird space in their head mentally because they can't go toe to him and out muscle him because he's too strong, he's too quick, so you don't want to play a high line. But then if you sit deep, then you're giving City all the ball and all the possession. So
the other thing is, Matisse, is that if you've then got De Bruyne, right? If you are too focused on Haaland, that De Bruyne's running at your goal, right, and you don't go out and start trying to. If you don't go out to De Bruyne will put it in the bottom corner or the top left, right?
Yeah.
So then you go
and
out.
If you go out to him, there's space.
There's space in the channel before Haaland. There's space for Foden, Bernardo Silva, Grealish, that they will thrive on pockets of space there. And then the defenders are there going, well, I've got this guy. And I don't know if you've watched Haaland, but Steve pointed it out, and I've been watching him since. He does this thing where he looks like he's switched off. Starts looking about like he's like not paying attention. And defenders fall for it. They start going, they do the same. And next minute, he spun behind him and started to run. And it's like, he's already got the stride on you, and you've just let him get the run on you as well. It's a wrap. It really
Let me go through some comments before I get back to that question as well for Sam and Flawless. I honestly thought Haaland would struggle in his first season, like a City fan said with Grealish, that usually takes a season. Same with Rodri and Cancelo as well, to be fair, to really get integrated into the squad. Jesus' performances for Arsenal are City-esque. He has more big chances than scored while still dropping 8 out of 10 each week. This was exactly what Gabby was at City, just different expectations. Fair enough. Yeah, some people are saying he could have scored maybe more goals, but he's got 3 assists as well. I think he's doing a solid job at the moment. KDB, best player on the planet. Haaland, the best striker. It's boring already. So let's get back to that comment there, that question, Husam. Are they smashing records? So we're going to see Kevin De Bruyne 21 assists and Haaland 33 goals minimum, I guess.
Haaland 33 goals, no. Kevin De Bruyne assist record, yes. And that was my point earlier. Kevin De Bruyne is the cheat code, you guys. Kevin De Bruyne, like, this guy is not normal. I swear to God, like, he's just abnormal. He's an abnormal midfielder. The accuracy of his crosses, the way he passes the football. I think Kevin De Bruyne will break the record again, because he did tie the Henry record. So I think KDB probably breaks the record. Haaland, his problem is he is injury prone. That's the issue with him. which is why as well, you know, you see with City, they got Alvarez in as well. So they were, you know, because when you look at Haaland's injury record, it does exist. It's not like we're making stuff up. He does have an injury record.
It does.
You know, we wish him the best of health, but, you know, if he stays fit, then possibly he breaks it. If not...
Pep spoke on it as well. Pep said, though, that someone said, are you not thinking about maybe... Because I think Haaland started pretty much every single game so far, and Pep's been asked, you're not going to kind of... you know, rest him. And he said,
but that's what you're supposed to do, Daps, when you make a big money signing on your striker.
No.
Because
it's come with this whole injury record thing, you're kind of thinking, and even, I'll be honest, when didn't he score 3 in the first half against Forest? I'm sure he did, yeah. And I was thinking he'll probably be dragged at half time, but Pep was like, no, I'll leave him on to the 65th. Let's see if he can get some more. But Pep has come out and said the guy's an athlete. An absolute athlete. If I see any signs in the fitness team, see any signs that he needs a rest, he'll get a rest. But I'm not seeing those signs. And it's true, at his age, he should be able to play every game. The beauty is, if you look at it, most games he does get brought off in about the 70th, which is still... But we'll see. You are right. Look, it's the same with every player. And Kevin De Bruyne is a valid point. We've had seasons where De Bruyne has been injured for a lot. So you'll notice De Bruyne is one that we do sometimes rest in games because he's a risk to us. You lose De Bruyne,
and we've seen De Bruyne get injured before, and he still won the Premier League, but we have seen him miss big chunks of the season already. And then Gundogan has to step up in the false 9, or Bernardo Silva come to the 4.
And that's the thing. Gundogan can work as a false 9, but would Gundogan work as a feeder for Haaland? Different ball games. So you don't want to do that in this.
Flawless, what about you? Is he smashing those records? Those two are both of them smashing the record.
It seems that way. Like I say, innit? Shout out to my guy Cams when he called the Premier League, we are the Gucci Bundesliga. That's legit what it is. That's what Pep, De Bruyne, Haaland have turned our league into, to the point where we don't even discuss title races anymore. Me and Husam will be on the show to talking about who's the best loser. That's legit what it's become. The top 4 is now a bigger thing than title races, whether it's content creator spaces, whether it's on TV, whether it's Sky, whether it's BT. We don't even discuss title races anymore. We legit discuss, we're going to be a better loser than you this season. That is the main topic of conversation. So could I see them smashing them records? Yes. In regards to Haaland as well, and people, I don't know why people thought he wouldn't score goals. I didn't expect him to score goals at the rate he's scoring goals, but I knew he'd bag goals simply because of City's system and the players they have around. I think you could take the top 10 strikers in the league and put them in City's team and they'll score goals. So why is Haaland, who was already scoring goals at a good rate in the Bundesliga, all of a sudden going to come to Manchester City and the goals would dry up? To me, that logic was completely backwards. And people tried to blame, Bundesliga taxes. Just no, the players you got from the Bundesliga are shit. That's the biggest difference. That's the main difference.
I don't know who he's talking about there, Matisse. I don't know who he's talking about.
You don't even have to be, I ain't even have to be number 29. I ain't even talking about him. I'm just saying in general. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even talking about him. I'm just saying in general. Like, people always use that as an excuse because Son's over here. Son's done fine. Obviously, he's had a poor start to this season, but it's all about players and systems and stuff. But people just want to blame the league. And that's what the Premier League is right now. Like, City, we all gave the league to City beforehand. Before the season started, we was all like the majority. There was the odd Liverpool.
We're still not top, by the way.
But it's the odd Liverpool fan who thought they could challenge. But that's legit. Even you lot not being top right now, we still looking at it like, who's going to finish second? That's a
we're rarely top till December, January anyway. So
like, you lot are going, that's why when people are like, City are going to fall off. And I was like, but somebody has to catch them though, even if they fall off. And it pains me to admit it, but the league is
gets boring when the one season that we were like top from early. It got very boring, to be honest.
It's boring now, man.
17 records broken in that. So you know what? Let's let Arsenal. I think it would be great to give Arsenal, like, we probably won't, but give them a 12-point. Give them a 12-point gap and watch what we do to them.
That's what you mad. Do you know what? Do you know what we'll have to deal with on social media if we?
Bro, it's fine. I will laugh. Because come February when we start, when the hounds get unleashed, we did.
Because Pep might be extra buddy with Mikel and just say, do you know what?
You take it. We'll go for the
Because if I don't win it this year, what are they going to do? Sack me? I'm Pep. Do you know what I'm saying? So you have that title that will put you in Arsenal folklore. You'll get a statue outside. We both can sit here and do our jobs for the next 10 years. Fuck that.
You don't need that.
No. Pep likes winning, innit? He would like the challenge, yeah. And I just want to see Arteta with City breathing down their necks from behind. Pause. Yeah.
No. Daps. The problem is respect.
I'm just playing. We need to make this entertaining for us,
The problem is Daps. You are not in the gutters with us.
Why not? I need to be arrogant. I've been told I need to be more arrogant. So why not?
Daps, let me just explain something.
Who's in the gutter? I ain't in the gutter. Don't do that. That's you lot. I'm just saying, innit? Don't put me in with you.
Agree. One second. Look, when I say the gutters, I mean, I agree with you. They've already won the league for me. Yes. Now the top 4 race is what we talk about. When I talk about the gutters...
That's why I'm arrogant, by the way.
This is what I mean when I talk about the gutters, Flawless. I mean that an Arsenal fan will come up to me, you, and Matisse, and act like they're above us as well. Like they'll act like they're in a category with City as well. So no, I don't want them to be breathing down the neck in April and all that crap. I want them to fall off as quick as possible. In the next 3-4 games, just lose the next 3-4 and fall off.
But let's be real. This is what Arsenal do.
This is not horse racing.
Sam, but Arsenal do this constantly. Yeah, let's be real. Arsenal always talk like they're at the top table. You know what? I'm even going to throw Chelsea in there now because Chelsea got 2 of them, right? But Man United and Liverpool with the leagues and also the Champions Leagues, yeah, and now Chelsea with the Champions League. But Arsenal fans always put themselves at that table with Liverpool and United, and it's like, what? What are you talking about? You've never won a Champions League, and I'm saying that as a City fan, but it's relevant. So when people say that to me, I'll shut my mouth, right? Whereas Arsenal fans will somehow still think they've got their McDonald's kids chairs and they're sat at the table with Man United and Liverpool, like they're just not there. But I saw some points in Cancelo that were really interesting.
Yeah.
It's a good point. And
the allegation. Go on, carry on. And why am I upset? Yeah, go on, Daps. Go on. Sorry, go on.
When people put that and say, but no one wants to talk about it. You know what? I've tried to talk about it a few times. I think there's a reason why when Ake got injured and with Laporte out, Pep went and got a Kanji because Cancelo. To our system, Cancelo has to play in a central midfield role. He's being inverted that far, and Pep could have gone, do you know what? Let's switch back to 2 seasons ago. Play you at left back, and when Diaz and Stones were looking sensational, but Cancelo's more important being part of the midfield. So it's very similar with Trent. So what he's done, he's gone and got Kanji, Ake, and Laporte, all 3 left-footed centre-backs to cover the fact that Cancelo will be got at down the left. People will blame Cancelo, but that's because Cancelo is being asked to play as an inverted fullback. And I don't mean playing further up the pitch. He's playing centrally, yeah? So we will naturally be got at down the left. That's why we've got 3 left-sided centre-backs now, for that exact reason. And that's where I say this season Pep is outsmarting Klopp, because Trent is an issue for Liverpool because Milner and Henderson have fallen off. They ain't covering him no more. So now it's like Klopp needs to find a way to cover Trent the same way Pep has found a way to cover Cancelo, because Cancelo's not pacey. So as a centre mid, he's always going to get found out at left back. It's a very valid point, but don't always put it on the player. Sometimes put it on the system he's playing in, because he's being asked to do things like that other left backs aren't.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that notion. I mean, we can see that he's taking up very central areas. The guy's cutting in and taking shots. He's taking the outside of the right boot to new levels. He wants to make that assist, it seems, every other game. He's clearly so talented going forward that you would be silly not to even use those strengths. Though, isn't it? So I don't want to see Cancelo. I don't want to see Cancelo in a natural left back position though. Anyway, like playing in the same line as the centre backs. Why would you want to see that? It's not his.
That's where I do get, as a Liverpool fan, your point that okay, cool, same energy for Trent, and I do get it. For me, Liverpool maybe this season start playing Gomez at right back and push
exactly. But that's the thing. Liverpool don't actually see Trent's deficiencies and say we're going to stop this from happening by either pushing him further forward or getting him extra cover. I mean, he's been given cover really most of his Liverpool career, but clearly that cover needs either, rejuvenating. Cover needs cover. Do you know what I mean? You need to give him.
Man.
You need to give him a fresh cover, and instead of doing that, they're leaving him out to dry. Actually, out there, and he's getting skinned. So it's long. But yeah, I think for City, we know what it is, man. They're gonna win this thing. Haaland is literally not going to the World Cup, so he's just gonna recuperate and hibernate like a polar bear. And just chill. What were you laughing at, Flores?
Sam over there struggling.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with Sam?
Trent at the back post, yo.
Listen, I wanted to.
Well, we couldn't just skim over some Liverpool slander and move on.
He's struggling.
No, because the problem is Trent's my favorite player. So it's all.
Is he your favorite player?
Oh, is he?
Absolutely.
Oh, yo, you getting back post jokes all day on this show. Let's go.
Why did you just let Flawless know that?
At Liverpool Football Club right now. You know the thing is, look, Daps said.
Would you move Trent into midfield?
No, I wouldn't. Daps said something. There's no need to move the best right back in the world to midfield.
How can the best? Yeah, all right, cool.
Matisse, my brother. First of all,
I'm just asking you. How comes the best right back in the world can't defend?
Can I defend?
Are we basing this on form or?
Can I get like?
He's legitimately being serious. Sorry. The floor is yours, Sam. Go on.
So, number one, Daps said something that's quite accurate. The same energy is not kept. Because I have seen compilations of Reece James jogging back. I've seen compilations of him getting absolutely ruined this season. I've seen him get ruined in a back four, unlike when he has 3 people speaking off cover, 3 people behind him trying to help him defend. I've seen Cancelo, by the way, against Dortmund. He didn't close out the guy. If that was Trent, they would have, Trent. The thing is, if the same energy was kept, all 3 of them are fantastic right backs. All 3 of them are fantastic right backs, but people don't keep the same energy because as soon as Trent does something, compilation, tweet, Trent can defend, on Twitter. It's like it's trending. The goal that Leipzig scored against Chelsea. Go watch the replay now. Reece James is walking back. He's walking back. Yes, Reece James is.
There's
walking
only one
back.
answer to this. There is only one answer to this.
No, but one second. If Trent was walking back like that, which he has done this season, you'd see compilations on Twitter. Why is no one telling me Reece James can defend? Reece James can defend. Reece James can. Well, why is no one saying that? At the end of the day, I've always kept the same energy. This is the modern game, respectfully. The likes of Gary Neville and these people, there is no more right backs like this anymore. The right back that's, oh my God, gonna stay cautious and blah, blah. Right backs now almost have the heat map of a right midfielder from 20 years ago. They almost play the same position that Beckham played. Like they're just so forward. And look, if you offer me great stuff going forward, like unless you're getting roasted regularly, which I don't think any of these players have because they're all capable defenders, they can stop any winger on any given day, and they usually don't get roasted. For example, the last game, the Ajax game. The Ajax game, people were same thing, tweeting out about Trent and Trent this, Trent that. In the second half, literally as soon as people started tweeting and stuff, immediately he stops the winger. He plays a 50-yard diagonal.
What about the first half?
Go and we create our most dangerous attack of the game. And he was playing really well.
How many assists has he got again in the last 7 months?
Man just tried to bypass the first half.
What about the first half?
So to confirm, are we blaming Klopp then?
No.
Are we blaming Klopp?
No, what about the first half?
When there's 10 players not playing well, I cannot blame it.
No, but we're talking about Trent defensively because going forward.
I just said when there's 10 players not playing well, I'm not going to blame
Cancelo. But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying Cancelo defensively, there are issues, but Pep is such a good manager that he covers it. With your team,
Daps has not heard my answer. When there's 10 players not playing well, I'm not gonna blame individual players.
No, blame Klopp. Blame Klopp. So you're blaming Klopp.
I've been saying that.
He has been saying that. To be
fair,
we keep pulling this. We keep trying to pull this Klopp thing on him. He's actually.
I want to hear Klopp out.
Are you saying Klopp out? Is that what you've been saying?
No.
Let's not do this.
Have you been saying? Let's not do this. Let's not stitch up. Let's not stitch him up this week. Let's not do this.
Hey, Trent does it to his defense all the time. So we
The game where I switched is the United game. When we lost to United, I was like, look,
Klopp out.
I've got Trent, Van Dijk, Gomez, and before that, Matip for a bit, Gomez, Robertson, Fabinho, Henderson, Milner, whoever the fuck we play in midfield, Salah, Firmino, Diaz, all not playing well. The only player that's playing well in our team right now is Alisson. Thank God he's our goalkeeper, by the way, or we'll be in trouble.
Yeah,
so when I have 10 outfield players not performing, Which logical person is going to sit up here and say Trent is this, Van Dijk is that?
No,
blah,
blame
blah,
the
blah.
manager.
And let me
He's losing the dressing room.
let me just say one thing. Let me just say one thing that has happened to me as well through this content creation stuff. Guys, just one second. Let me just say, let me
I
just
don't
say
know how
one thing.
Hasam's managed to get himself in his position on this episode.
Let me just say one thing. At Liverpool
Yo,
Football
he's
Club,
struggling
at
like
this
Trent
point
with the
in
back
time,
post, but we move. Go on,
can I just please
Yeah,
allow
come
me
on,
to land.
be fair. Mute us,
Yeah.
Matisse. This
Allow
isn't
me to
fair.
land. Thank you very much. Yeah. Mute Daps as well. That would be very lovely. Anyway, so look, when it comes to Liverpool at this point in time, I said this on other videos and on other channels. I've maintained this point. At Liverpool Football Club right now, there's open season. What does it mean, open season? Everyone's ready. You're welcome to hunt whoever the hell you want. That's just. I went on a post-match reaction show, after the Liverpool against Ajax game. I shit you not. One guy blamed Van Dijk for the goal. One guy blamed Matip for the goal you conceded. One guy blamed Trent for the goal you conceded. So at this point in time, Flawless has a Salah agenda. He could come to me and say, where's Salah? Where's Salah? Where has he been? If Matisse has a Trent agenda, he'll come to me and say, oh, where's Trent? Where has he been? And then Daps will tell me, where's Van Dijk? Where has he been? So I'm not going to sit up here and say, oh, this guy, that guy, this guy, that guy. 10 players ain't playing well. No player has performed for us this season except Alisson. So my thing is, at this point in time, yes, it is a coaching staff issue. And logic dictates when you've got 10 outfield players not performing, it is silly to start pointing out individuals because 10 players are crap. How 3 months ago, Trent, one of the best right backs on earth. Van Dijk, one of the best centre backs on earth. Fabinho, one of the best DMs on earth. Robertson, one of the best left backs on earth. Salah, one of the best players on earth and the best winger on earth. Thiago, one of the best. Are you telling me all of these players have?
Sorry, so hold on. Is that your opinion, or are you?
I blame the manager then.
Was that your opinion? Was that just your opinion?
No,
I have to. I gave Husam the stage.
Matisse, no. We need an answer to that. When you were just listing all them players as best players on earth, was that your opinion, or are you saying what others are saying? This I need to.
No, I'm saying in general. My opinion is
not your opinion.
I say.
Okay, cool.
For me, Trent best right back, Alisson best keeper.
Okay,
Van Dijk best defender. That's it. After
this whole spiel was based upon the fact that Reece James had apparently walked back against Salzburg for the equaliser. You do realize that goal came down the left-hand side, and Reece James had nothing to do with that goal.
Why was he walking back?
He wasn't walking back.
Yes, he was. He was jogging back.
The goal had nothing to do with him. Have you watched the goal? It came from Cucurella counter pressing and being out of position, and then Silva diving in.
Silva and Azpilicueta.
Azpilicueta then not knowing where his man is, and then the goal goes in because Kepa maybe goalkeeping technique-wise did not.
You are an honest man.
Did not have his feet settled. So this notion that you've just created to defend Trent is very false.
Question. I have to ask you a very simple question that would clarify my point.
I'll pick up my mic as well. We'll both pick up our mics.
Okay,
I mean, I don't need to, but I will.
You are an honest man.
I am an honest man.
How many goals have you seen Trent being blamed for that wasn't his fault? Be honest, Matisse. How many times has that happened?
I don't know. I don't study Trent. I'm not obsessed with Trent.
Matisse,
I'm just telling you that you're wrong. I'm just telling you with the goal that you just spoke about, what you said was factually incorrect. And because I just watched it back.
Reece James was jogging back. If Trent Alexander-Arnold was jogging back in a goal like that, they would ruin him on the app. Trent is jogging when the ball. Trent is walking when the ball is on his side and the attack is going on down his side. There's no comparison here. Yes, there is, because you're not answering the question.
Did I lie? What I just said, did I lie?
My brother, the guy is running one-on-one towards Thiago Silva. Why is Reece James walking back? Tell me.
Reece James is not involved in this play.
Yes, he is, because he's at halfway line. If his ass ran a little bit, he might have stopped the guy from scoring.
No, he wouldn't have. We were attacking. There's Cucurella, there's then Silva, and then there's Aspi. You just need to watch it back. That's what you got to do. You got to watch it back.
I did watch it
This
back.
is a problem. I've realised.
Anyway, we move on.
I see all three of them are great.
We move on because this wasn't meant to be. This wasn't meant to be the show to dig you out. We have had so many shows of that. I tried to save you this show, but you bit on that little Trent. You bit on it and you ran with it, and now here we are.
Now it's 3 men screaming clock out.
What did I do? Flawless is clever. I don't know what he done, but he did something.
He just took a knife and stabbed me in the back.
What did I didn't say anything.
But let me ask you a question, Mr. Host. Can you tell
where's your trophy? By this point, sorry,
group?
Husam, by this point, you've got
bottom
your
of the
little
Champions
trophy
League
out,
group?
waving it about. Do you want to get your trophy out and just wave that about? Because that's what you
Daps.
usually do when you get in
Listen,
this
we'll talk about the
position.
Champions League. This is the
Okay,
part
yeah,
of the
there we
show
go.
where, you know, like respectfully, we're different, us three. So look, Matisse, here's the thing. Matisse, tell me why you're bottom of the Champions League group. That's what I want to know. Why are you bottom right now?
Oh, of my group. This is the
Yes,
Battle of the
yes.
North. Do you know your geography? Sorry, let me find. Hold on a second. Let me type it in for you. United Kingdom. It's all right. It's all right. This stuff happens. Maps. All right.
Guys,
so
as you can
see
go back
here,
and watch the last Battle of the North, first half an hour, we'll talk about Tuchel, by the way.
So if you just zoom in there, you're gonna see London, and this here is where my club is situated. This is the Battle of the North up here, my brother. We're talking about you lot, yeah. We can even talk about Leeds and Sheffield before we talk about my team, yeah. So let's focus on the agenda. We ain't got time.
Energy last week when you got a new manager before your midweek.
You get me.
But anyway, yes, it's a bad start to the group. It is 100%. But we're not going to get into a spiel. The only reason why we spoke about it last week is because literally no games were played and my team had a manager come in. That was breaking news. That's the only reason. We won't speak about it again. So yeah, but one thing that was brought up that you actually brought up, which was a mini topic I was going to get onto, which I guess it did involve me in a way, which was Bowie talking about North versus South. You said North would absolutely slap South, and I agree with you. But I just wanted to ask because I haven't spoken to you guys about this. How are you feeling about that concept? Husam, obviously.
Can I start with this one, please? I have to start with this
The floor is yours, Husam.
Rest in peace, football. That's all I want to say. Rest in peace, football. The 5% tribalism that's left in the sport, they want to fuck that up as well. I don't want to see Bruno and Salah and Rashford and KDB in the same fucking team. I don't want to see that crap. I don't want to see it. Leave that, like, respectfully, you know, to everyone who's American in the comment section, big up to you. But, like, bro, like, why are we Americanizing the sport? Like, why, like, next, I will be 3-0 down to City at halftime, and Beyonce will appear on my screen and start dancing. Brother,
that would help, though.
Bro, no,
I'm all for that.
Because
I
when
mean,
we're
to be
3-0
fair,
down, you're
No,
not
I said that would help. I'd love to see the United be 3-0 down and I see 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? Come out on stage. I'll be like, I like this.
Flawless. Let me say.
Many men.
Hold on.
I know you and Matisse are for the idea, so I'm gonna just say my part. When it comes to
I haven't even spoken on it yet.
I don't even smoke, man. Why are you speaking for me? You jump in
the
gun, eager beaver and that. Relax,
I mean,
man.
I agree. Maybe Beyonce, you know.
Flawless. This flawless guy wanna cook me all the time.
I just said relax.
I'm relaxed. I'm relaxed. I'm relaxed.
I love
this Liverpool Man United thing.
When it comes, it'll never be long. When it comes to the whole All-Star situation, genuinely speaking, football is different from other sports because it's built on tribalism. That is the core of football. And football clubs are built on various different, like, certain football clubs have different religious backgrounds, political backgrounds, etc. So a lot of these rivalries are even bigger than what you think. Liverpool and Man United have not had a direct transfer since 1964. There is no club that Liverpool have sold to, no player that Liverpool have sold to United or United sold to Liverpool since 1964. So getting players from Liverpool and Man United to play in the same team, or Arsenal and Spurs to play in the same team, is absolutely ludicrous for me. Like, I think it's just absolutely silly, and I don't want an all-star team. Plus, we're all here football fans. Daps is going to lose his mind if Kevin De Bruyne gets injured in the All-Star game. I would lose my mind if Salah gets injured. Flawless would lose his mind if, you know, one of their important players gets injured. Same thing with you, Matisse. These games are so unnecessary. We're already burning out these players to the point of no return. UEFA Nations League, friendly, blah, 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 this and that. Look at the international break we're in right now. What is the purpose? The World Cup literally starts in a month and a half. What's the purpose of this international break? Zero purpose. You know what they're playing in this international break? Nations League. That's what they're playing a month and a half before the World Cup. Who gives a fuck about the Nations League right now? Right. And then, speaking of national team, some people might ask me, Husam, Rashford and Trent play together for the national team. Yes, but for the national team, you're representing your country. There is a purpose. There's a purpose for that game.
The All-Star
game, there is no purpose.
Yeah, but Liverpool and the North, they're a different country, aren't they?
And if you're telling me, even if certain people, you know, they try to make me feel bad. They tell, oh, what about if you take the money and give it to charity? First of all, you can't guarantee go to charity because they're all corrupt fuckers. Second of all, we don't need the Premier League is swimming in money.
I'll the non-corrupt charities out there, by the way.
It's swimming in money, the Premier League. You're really telling me the Premier League couldn't donate 5 million to grassroots football without a stupid, meaningless game? Let's be real here. Let's have honest conversations. I'm done. Sorry, I had to rant on that part right there.
Yeah, man, get it off your chest. We're here for you, man. This is a safe space for you to get stuff off your chest.
Talking of spaces.
That's cool. Yeah, speaking of spaces, make sure you check out Husam's as well. I'm saying great space is phenomenal.
No safe space with you in it.
Phenomenal.
There's no safe space with you in it.
Where's all this animosity coming from, Husam? Talk to me. What's going on? I'm confused. I'm
not. I don't have any animosity. Tell us your opinion on the All-Star game.
If you two were in the same year in school, you'd always be on opposite teams, picking, and I'm sure then you would pick your teams accordingly, you know. But it would always be Husam captain and Flawless captain. This is exactly what Husam's talking about. You can't have North and South. You can't have Arsenal and Tottenham play together. Imagine if Flawless and Husam were playing in a back four together as centre backs. That would be fucking horrendous. Goals would be conceded left, right, and centre. The communication would be dreadful.
Who's covering Trent?
Hey, it's definitely not me. But we move.
Husam will cover Trent. Then he'll realise just how bad of a defender he is.
Yeah, he is like, yo, you really are bad. You know what I'm saying?
That's harsh. That's harsh. Sorry, Sam, you didn't deserve that. I don't know why.
But in regards to this North versus South, when he suggested it, because like one, I don't particularly care about it like that. Number one. When was this supposed to be played when it was suggested? Is it instead of the Community Shield? Is it something aside from it? So that's just silly, it being January. However,
after the December we have,
like January, that makes no sense in the middle of.
But if it was instead of the Community Shield, how would you react?
If it was instead of the Community Shield, I'm calm with it. Like people talk about it being tribal. Who necessarily? This is just me and how I looked at it. Just because I'm a Manchester United fan doesn't mean I'm going to support the North. I wouldn't support.
No, I didn't say like.
I'd look at it as a glorified friendly. Like, all right, cool. If the money does go to charity, all right, calm. Is it better than a Community Shield? Yes. Am I again? I don't get minus the injury part, which I get what Husam's saying. Minus that, I don't get the whole uproar around it. I really don't understand. Oh, how can it happen? We get to see some of the best players from the North team up and some of the best players from the South team up, like in a fantasy match. Why is that such a bad thing?
Yeah.
It's the injury part. The injury part, I 110%. I agree with it. But why
it would have to be? Look, it would have to be for me. It would have to be maybe like a one-off, and it would have to be like probably even before the players go back to their teams.
And I would like it's basically a Super Saiyan soccer raid. That's what it is. It's the soccer raid on Steads.
Any time of the season, fuck it, right?
Because our player can go. Our play. It's a soccer raid on Steads. Absolutely,
you guys discuss me sometimes.
That's a really good point. I'll tell Mario. Mario's made a few good points. That's
again, no, they can team up because here's the thing: is people because it's not a serious game. It's North versus South. It's fantasy. Us as fans, we're tribal. Let me put this out there and maybe like correct people. Players ain't as tribal as we think. You know, some of these men are versions on rival teams.
Now
they used to be. Used to be. That's facts. Now there was the Manchester derby and people was up in Roy. It was a terrible one. It was 0-0. And Stones and Maguire hugged afterwards. Bear in mind, I fell asleep watching the game. It was that bad. I was on the sofa.
It was really bad, didn't it? I remember that. It was a December one, isn't it? Early December, about 2 years ago.
Maguire and Stones hugged. These players are nowhere near as tribal as you think. It's about the check. You know what I'm saying? Is there odd player on each side that is tribal? Yes. Roy Keane and Patrick Vieira's and John Terry's and players like that and Gerrard's, these players don't exist no more. Football is, and I will be honest,
there is an element of tribalism between the North and South. There is, like, people can like
maybe to an extent.
Hassam, sorry, bro. Trust me, because I have these arguments with my brethren who claim that like Birmingham is in the North, right? And I'm like,
it's Midlands.
It's Midlands. And they're like, it's in the North to us. I'm like, what? So is London in the North? London's in the North to Southampton. Does that make London? Like, and they're like, they've got an accent. Trust me, Husam, if you live in this country, there is, like, you go up north, some Northerners, sorry, Flawless, you might not be one of them, don't like Southerners. Some Southerners don't like Northerners. There's more tribalism nowadays. There's more tribalism.
Northerners don't like each other either. Scouse
valid
matches.
point.
Oh, it is South. Listen, South
that's the
postcodes
problem,
don't
you're
like each
asking
other,
two
bro.
enemies.
To be
In
fair,
England-
like,
in England, I hate to break it to you, but
Here's what
in
you say,
England,
Husam.
nobody likes anybody.
But
So
again, nobody likes anybody. You know
we
what I'm
we have
saying?
postcode wars. We have wars between postcodes. If you live in this block or you live in this
Yes.
flat, we have problems. So no one likes anybody. It just depends.
Exactly. And when you say enemies, it's like it's really like I guarantee you, if you ask the players about this, they would not care about it. They may not want to do it, but they're not dead against it.
Flawless.
And I bet no. Here's the thing, Sam. Let me finish on this.
Go on.
If the players were against it, I guarantee it wouldn't be because I don't want to click up with such and such. I don't want to play with such and such. It'd be what you spoke about: injuries, playing too many games. But if it is a one-off and it was in postseason, you know what I'm saying, or just before the season started as a curtain raiser, why not? Why would you not want to see, and this is just from a football perspective, the best players from the North click up and the best players from the South, footballing wise?
Okay.
It's a super, you know what I'm saying? I'm not against
I'm gonna tell you another.
Trent's your favorite player. Trent,
yeah,
before you go, imagine, no. Trent, De Bruyne, and Salah on one side. Who, from a footballing fan perspective, who don't want to see that?
You're bringing up my point again. This is what
no one's going to cover Trent, so Trent would look bad because Sam don't want to see it.
Yeah, but it's
made that joke twice. Don't
different context. Different
no one
context.
laughs.
I am pushing an agenda.
They ain't gonna laugh the second
shot
time.
again anyway.
Floor's laughing, to be fair, bro, but you can say no one's laughing.
No one's gonna cover for Trent. Comment section spam laughing emojis. Let me just say one thing.
Get rid of your trophy. Get rid of your trophy. Never again.
There's another thing that Flawless says 6 times. There's another thing that Flawless says that's quite interesting. He says Trent, KDB, and Salah. There's one thing that I do want to say. I don't, even if this does go through, I don't trust the people that make the selections or the all-star whatever to actually make it properly. That's just my honest
centre back.
And I'm gonna tell you why. And this is me just being genuine. I'm gonna give you 2 examples. Number 1, people suggested a cap of 3 players per team. The reason why that's an absolutely dumbass idea is why should Cancelo be on the bench and Matt Target start just because there's a limit for City? Because if we were to do a northern team, about 5-6 City players get in there just like that. So let's not sit up here and lie. You'll get 5-6 players from City. You probably get 4 from Liverpool, and that's it. This is your team. This is your North team. No one else starts in the North team.
Never happened in our combined 11s last season, Husam, but carry on.
You could make the argument for Saint-Maximin. That's it. Now, the reason also why I don't trust the people who make the decisions, there was a tweet, and I've seen, and I'm sure all of you guys have seen it, where they were making the North and South teams. You look at those teams and you're like, what the fuck are these guys watching? People had Hugo Lloris in the team. People had Mason Mount in the team. People had fucking Cresswell in the team. So you won't even guarantee.
What keeper would you have from the South or some side note?
I'd say probably, to be honest, if I'm being fair and objective, probably Ramsdale.
Yeah. Okay.
On form.
Yeah, on form.
Well, again, Hassan, the thing is,
so player selection is going to be a headache.
What you're saying is making sense in terms of selection and who picks it, but like we can get to that even if the selection is kind of off, because there always will be, because with these 11s there is going to be, it don't matter. You see it with international squads, it'd still be good to see regardless. Put it this way, if they replace the Community Shield, I'm with it. Matt Target's not getting in though, and you know this.
Bro, but you say he's not getting in. Put a limit of 3 on City and 3 on Liverpool.
Again, no. But why are we taking that as gospel when someone's just suggested that? All someone's made.
No, but that's what they're saying.
That's the thing. Nothing about this has been set in stone or anything. So there's still amendments and things that can change. But fair enough. But I want to ask, right? Because it brings up the topic of making some changes in football. Because I don't think people say, "Oh, don't touch the sport. It's perfect. Everything's perfect." It's clearly not. We saw at the start of this season a whole heap of mistakes and errors from referee and VAR, all these things. Seeing as Husam didn't like the idea the most vocally and, was clearly the strongest in terms of anti this idea, any changes that you would make to football? See, look, you had to do it. You just said exactly what Daps thought you would do. You did it.
Tribalism.
Is there any changes after watching the start of this Premier League season? Is there any changes you would make right now in football? If you could make any changes, what changes would you make?
You touched on it in your question. I think for us as Premier League fans, it's probably, and I'm not going to speak for everyone, but I'd say probably 99.999% of people would agree. The Premier League's major problem is the referees. That's it. Referees need to be trained how to actually properly referee a game. When we play in Europe, it's rare that we complain about a referee. It really is rare, because they always make decisions like that. VAR is quick. They make the correct decision. If it's offside, it's offside, blah, blah, blah. In the Premier League, the problem is the massive lack of consistency when it comes to referees. But as a league, it's perfect to watch. It's absolutely beautiful to watch. You know, on any given day, a team can beat City, can beat Liverpool, can beat United, can beat Chelsea. And by the way, you could genuinely, and this is me just being honest, you could genuinely sit and watch Bournemouth versus, you know, Nottingham Forest, and you'd get a 3-2 game. You could still get entertained.
Yeah.
Now you know what? And that's a good point. You can try and pick out a game every weekend that you think is going to be an exciting game. You watch it, it's dead, and then you find out that there's a mad game going on that you thought was going to be boring. You're spot on. The Premier League is marketing.
You just switch to it. Remote switch to it. And the thing is as well. Look, La Liga is a more technical league. The French league, you know, the problem is lack of competition. The Bundesliga for me is the biggest joke, with all due respect. Any league that you have 10 years in a row, the same team winning, like respectfully, look at us in the Prem right now. City have just won 2 in a row. They're about to win 3 in a row, and people are already saying Farmers League, and people are upset.
In
Bundesliga, they won 10 in a row, Bayern.
You know why
That's
that is? Because
normal.
I think in the last 9 years, is it the last 9 years or 7 years, there's been more different winners of the French league than there has the Premier League.
No, but that's
I love my club, and sorry,
even in the Scottish League, Celtic did it nine times in a row.
When other leagues, the thing is, we will say this, and I don't care about the league versus league thing because you get no trophy for it. It's imaginary. But when people debate and say, "Oh, this league's better than this league" and all that because of the winners, yo, is my team the best in the league? That's all I care about. Find me a Bayern Munich fan who's upset about them winning 10 in a row. You won't.
I won't say
about Bayern Munich. When United was so dominant, they never complained about it. It's true, because when United fans were so dominant, they never ever.
They were never this dominant, though, Daps. Bro. United won 3 in a row, not 10.
Not 10 in a row.
No, bro. City have only won 2 in a row. United won 3 in a row. So currently, so they have. This is the thing. They were as dominant. Like, people would talk about the Arsenal team that kept up with United. I don't believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Arsenal ever retained.
No, I don't think so. But this is the point Husam's making, though. If your team was to even do 10 in a row, I remember the third Champions League that I saw Real Madrid win, and I'm not gonna lie, it didn't feel like as if it hit the same for them when they won that third Champions League in a row. I was watching them celebrate, and I was like, "You man don't really feel like you're really feeling this one. It feels like it's kind of worn off on you now."
Oh, the first time we won the league, I turned around to Arsenal fans. It was like, "You will never ever appreciate the way I appreciated us winning that league." Yeah, you'll never, because you're used to your team. But I never thought I was going to get a trophy in my lifetime. Honestly, when I was like, up until I was 23, 24, I never thought I'd see a trophy in my lifetime. Yeah. So when I was happy with the FA Cup, fucking hell, I was good with that. I was happy with beating United in the semi-final of the FA Cup. Yeah. Because before that, most I celebrated, I always say it was United not winning the league to Blackburn. So for me, that was. Is it really Bayern have won it 10 years in a row?
Yes.
Yeah, it really is.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not going to lie. I was joking earlier saying about we need to make this entertaining for us. Because if I look at it, is a fact. Every team needs a dance. Every person needs a dancer or whatever the saying is. Yeah. But if I look at
need a bridesmaid,
whatever it is, there's something about whatever it is. But
you don't need a bridesmaid if you're marrying the person you love. How many people just go
bridesmaid
goes to Vegas and just get married?
Vegas, you don't need all that.
No, but what I'm saying is you need a dance partner. You know what I'm saying? And if I look at the City, if I look at the City wins, the City title wins, yeah, that 100 points was great, yeah, but like we broke 17 records, but.
You love a darts partner.
One of the changes that of all the changes I could have had, I wish we beat Man United at the Etihad to win the title over Man United that day. The minute we didn't do that, it was like the league's boring. And same, even to be fair, with Liverpool in the COVID season, they won it so early. It's like you need someone like it's more enjoyable to go down to.
The first one feels different.
No, that's true. That is true. But still, it would have felt even better if there was if you beat City on the last day, bro. Like winning trophies on the last day.
This is.
Can I ask as well? I'm not trying to troll, but does that feel like a real title to you? Like a full on title, or does it feel like a little bit of a
Which one?
Like a broken title. Does it feel like it's got a chip in it? Like a crack in it?
I just
Which one?
told me to let
The
go.
Corona Champions.
No, Husam's like because I'm not. No, I'm being genuine, right? No, because you're saying it's your first title that you've ever. No, yeah, I know. I want the genuine answer because you said that it's the first title that you witnessed, and I'm asking, does it feel? Did it because of everything that happened and the way that it was behind closed doors and there was no parade and everything? Did it actually feel like? That
Never
you did
mention
it, or did you feel like
James again?
or did you feel like you needed to go again and do it properly?
I wish Reece James had the same energy against Salzburg. Maybe you wouldn't have conceded. But anyway, when it comes to that, what is referred to as the COVID title, and this is that's what it is. I don't don't do that. I don't mock City for. Can I speak, Flawless? I got
but speak facts. Don't do that or refer to the COVID title. It's
anyway,
the COVID. It's the COVID title. You got the Corona champions, but go on.
Daps knows I don't respect his league titles, but if you wanna actually say the COVID league title, it was 2021 because the whole season was no fans. 1920, we won the league before the COVID break even started. If we did
you didn't technically.
Matthias, if we did not
play 100 points though.
If we did not play a single game,
If
we did not play a single game after the COVID break, we still would have been league champions. So yes, it was enjoyable. Second of all, your parade question, to be honest, is quite a sad question. You know, it's a quite sad display of a question because I live in the Middle East anyway. I wasn't going to go to the parade to begin with. So what? You know what I did?
Boom.
I got into my car.
He got you.
I got into my car. I got my Liverpool flag on, and I drove through my city. And I'm like, beep, 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 beep.
He had his parade. They weren't on lockdown.
Fair enough. Fair fucking play. I'm not gonna argue with that. Man said I wasn't gonna be there regardless. I don't mean no, nothing to me. No, I mean, listen. You know, when you make accusations of James that are false, of course I'm going to pressure you and make sure that you're press resistant. But yeah, I mean, I get Husam's point with the overall domination thing, though. I do find it. I mean, we're not there yet. We're nowhere near it with this league. No. So
10 years on the bounce.
No. City may have not won 10, but it certainly feels that way in terms of yes, the odd team might pop up and win certain.
Welcome to my childhood.
I know. Hey, childhood was great, but my point is, in regards to that, is if another league, if City were doing this in another league, there was another team, we would call that Farmers League. But because it's our league, and when I say our league, I don't particularly care about this. People will call it, of course it is. If a team dominated like City, if there was no conversation, when is the last time there's been a genuine conversation about someone other than City winning a league title? When was the last time they weren't strong? All right, let me ask you this, Daps. When's the last time, and the rest of you, man, when was the last time City weren't strong favorites?
Every year, Liverpool
last season under Pellegrini. Last season under Pellegrini.
Thrown in. My point is, when's the last time City weren't the strong favorites?
Last season under Pellegrini. Now, last season under Pellegrini.
Okay, what year was that? What year was that?
Can't remember, mate.
We saying 20? Are we saying 2011? How long ago?
No. Pellegrini was after Mancini. It was about 2016, is it?
Yeah, 20.
So we're talking
Chelsea won it. The last time Chelsea won the league.
2016.
So we're in 2022 going into
closing. No, it was first season. It was last season. It was when Chelsea won it.
So we're talking 5.
You won it under Pep, didn't you?
Bro, 16, Leicester won the league. What's wrong with you guys? 16, 17.
Yeah, then.
Yeah, 16, 17.
So basically, we're talking just over half a decade of having no serious conversation about them not being strong.
We probably were favourites.
People going to talk. It's like, wait, let me go. It's like, let me use this analogy, and then you can go. It's like when Floyd Mayweather was fighting in his prime. People would always talk up his opponents. He's always the strong favorite. Always. Every time he fought, he was the strong. But people are going to talk up whoever he's facing. Oh, he's fast. This guy's quick. Mayweather struggles with southpaws. Oh, this and he won every time. I've watched everybody. And that's where we're at with City. Teams push them close and we give them credit. Same way if somebody hit Floyd Mayweather or won 3 rounds, or they won the fight. No, they won 3 rounds out of 12. We're just not used to seeing him lose rounds. That's legit what it is. Like I said, if another team dominated in another country like City, it would get called the Farmers League. But because our teams are here, we don't want to talk about it like that. They've been the strong favorites for 6-7 years now. They're the strong favorites already for next season.
Husam, you go, because then I want to say something.
You're being illogical. You're being very illogical. You're also being disingenuous. There's a difference between being favorites. There's a difference between being favorites and actually winning it. Flawless. The Premier League and the English League, full stop, in the
I just
history.
insulted me and then told me chill. Go
1
on.
second. We've never had 10 winners in a row. Do you understand what 10 wins is?
I
Yeah,
agree.
10's mad.
A
I'm
whole
not gonna lie.
decade.
We've
bro.
had
That's
three.
not
Three is the
normal.
best we've ever had.
I agree.
They're like
A decade
not
is
that.
not
disputing
normal.
that.
Like no one can convince me 10 years in a row is normal.
No, I'm
Like
not
what you're basically
disputing that.
saying, Flawless. What you're saying is as follows: City
Wow.
have been, let's just assume for the sake of argument, City have been favorites to win the league from 2012 to 2022, and they won every single league. That's the equivalent of Bundesliga.
Yeah.
10 years of the same team winning.
hear that.
It's a long time.
Yes,
That's the
I
issue.
never,
Like,
I
10
never
years-
said,
and the
I
man
never
them.
said. But the
Thank
thing is, the reason why your point is not valid is because I never said the Bundesliga wasn't dominated by Bayern Munich. That wasn't
Okay.
my point. That's
So
why I
what's
don't
your
know why you
argument
brought that up. My argument, I already
Your argument
explained
is
what it
we've
is.
had a
My
favorite.
argument,
Okay,
no. My argument is if City had done what they had done in another country, people would talk about it like it's a farmers league. That was the point I made.
No, they
This is a-
won't.
Yes, they would.
No, they won't.
Definitely they would.
City have won, my brother.
Yo,
City
if you
have
win,
won.
hey, but Daps, if you win
City
if
have
you
one
win,
to win at
wait,
all.
Daps, if you lot win the league this season, is it 5 and 6?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I let another country go 5 and 6, like League 1, for instance. I think
Do you know
PSG
what?
are 5. Wait.
Sorry,
I think wait. League 1's 5 and 6. People call that a farmers league. Correct?
But you say 5.
No.
you see,
Answer
now-
Answer
you are
no.
telling us
Answer
this
the
is
no.
Danny West?
Answer the
If
no.
you said 5
Answer
and 6.
the question.
If you take
Yes.
it back 2 years, suddenly it's 5 and 8. So where do we go from here?
No. But we're talking about recent times. We're talking about recent times. That's what
Okay,
we're talking
8
about.
years is recent time. Who said 8
no.
years is long ago?
But if I back to my valid point that I made initially.
In the last
If
10
this-
years, we've
no,
had
wait,
5
okay, so
winners.
let me respond now because I let you go in it. Like I said, if another country goes 5 and 6, like League 1 has gone 5 and 6, it will get called a farmers league. League 1 gets called a farmers league. Because PSG have gone 5 and 6, City have gone 5 and 6, and because your team are the closest to them, you're a prime example of what I'm talking about.
That's a good
you're
example.
you're in their feelings because they bust your ass every year, and I understand it. That's where this comes from. That's why you don't want to call this a farmers league. I said this
You know what?
already. You lot are
You know what it is?
Super Saiyan-
It's
you lot are Super Saiyan Luigi. You are the
It's,
best.
it's
rubber
the
we've ever
equivalent.
seen.
It's the equivalent of doing all of the work on the project in a 2-person group, but then City are the only ones that you feel are getting the credit. You're doing all the
Sam and
work.
his
You're doing
feelings,
all the
man.
legwork.
I'm not
You're
my
staying
favorite
up.
club.
You're
You
doing
know
the
your feelings about
essays,
it, yeah.
and then
I'm
City are
angriest
coming
I've
in.
ever seen you.
And then
you
City
know
are coming
your
in on the day where it's meant to be handed into the teacher, and they're saying Daps is coming in and he's signing his name at the bottom, and he said, "Thanks, Husam. Thanks for the work. Thanks for pushing us. Really appreciate it."
Now I'm gonna go and bang some more bitches like I've been doing the last couple of days while you were doing the work.
And I get it, Husam. I get it. All the things that you just listed there when you talked about the manager you have, one of the best managers we've seen. Trent, one of the best right backs we've seen. Robertson, one of the best left backs. One of the best fullback pairings we've ever seen. Van Dijk, quality. Fabinho, Thiago, quality. Salah, one of the best wingers we've seen. I get it. I'm saying if my team was as good as your team and only had one league title, I'd be pissed too if people called it a farmers league. I get it. I understand it fully.
Do you know what?
What
I was going to say is,
about it.
and Flawless,
I've already
I was going to counteract
The farmers league,
until
man.
you until
Accept it.
until I was
You're
going
the
to
biggest
counteract.
farmer. You know what I'm saying? You're the biggest.
It's
I was-
not
farmer.
a Farmers League at all. It's not.
It is. It's a
I was
farmers
gonna
league.
count-
Boogeyman says wherever Pep goes, it
Yes,
makes it a
facts.
farmers
It's
league.
a
I was
farmers
gonna
league.
counter.
No,
I was
but
gonna
Bayern
count.
was before Pep went there. Let's be real.
I was gonna
Bayern
count.
was
It's
before Pep
flawless
went there.
spitting facts.
See,
But-
I'm
but
even earning
do you know
my
what?
money.
Do you know what?
what I'm
I
saying?
was gonna
Then you're-
counter
then
Okay,
you're way less.
congratulations, Boogeyman agrees with you. You want a cookie?
No. I'm talking about the money. You know what I'm saying?
Have you got one? I wouldn't
Okay,
mind.
someone
cooking.
send
I'm not-
$2.99 and say I agree with
Yes,
this.
someone said.
Does
How
that
much
make
have
me
you
the
brought
winner?
through the door, Hassan? How much have you
Does
brought
that
through
make
the
me the
door?
winner of the argument?
How much
If
have you
someone
brought
sends
through the door?
£3
How
and he
much
says
have
I
you
agree
brought
with
through
this,
the
does
door?
that make me the winner of the argument?
How much have you brought through the door? Exactly. That's why I thought. Yeah. What have you
Excuse
earned?
me.
What have you
Excuse me.
earned?
We're not gonna do this
You
business
over here
like
taking
this.
up
No,
space.
we're not gonna do this.
What have you earned?
We're not going to
Exactly.
do this because you have just lost the argument, and you know that for a fact because you're shouting for the first
Please
time.
smash a
in-
like.
argument?
That's all I'm
No.
contributing.
What
Please,
wait,
people,
wait.
keep smashing the like
All
button.
jokes
That's all.
aside,
That's
you're getting the likes
us,
up.
bro.
What
You-
argument have
Your
I lost?
argument was broken down, bro. Weak
What argument have
argument.
I
Sorry, no.
lost?
Can I just say something real quick
Well,
before
let
you
that
two
go.
carry on bickering? I was gonna counteract Flawless and say the difference is that I guess the rest of Europe will look at the Premier League and go, "Well, City are dominating. That's cool, but they're not winning no Champions League." So right now, but then you mentioned PSG, and it's like, well, PSG also haven't won it yet. So, and we're calling that the Farmers League, but they
Yep.
can't get it over the line in the Champions League. So they're very comparable. But-
Yes.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It is mad, but you know what?
course
That's
it
what
is.
it is. With us in this country, we're in our own bubble where we're like, no, we're that much better.
I reiterate that point. I
But
reiterate
then
that point
when you
again.
look at
If City had done this, if a team had done what City done in any other of the top leagues, forget what's gone on beforehand, we would call it the Farmers League. And like I said,
look, the thing
is the same in the last 6 years. I think they've had more winners in the last 9 years.
Europe, if you look at
in
the Champions
Liverpool
League,
win another league title, fam, it's cool.
The only thing I'd say is in the Champions League, if you look at the Champions League over the last couple of years, you probably would say that English teams have been quite dominant with getting into the semis and the finals, and that might be. But then if you look at the Europa League, you could, I don't know because I haven't been there for a while, so maybe one flawless. To be fair, maybe you could help us with this one.
This guy or that guy?
But maybe on that, because you'd say okay, but our lower teams, compare them to others.
Here's the thing is that's a whole different conversation. When we start talking competitive nature in terms of like game by game, that's not what I'm talking about. So let me clarify that. Yeah, I'm talking solely when it comes to who wins the league title. Before a ball was kicked this season, we gave the league to Manchester City. You could have lost your
and it's not fair because Arsenal should have it right now, right?
The season. Wait. The season's not even over, and we're already all looking forward to 2023-24. You're the favorites for that. You're the favorite.
No, Arsenal are, bro. Arsenal are favourites.
Let me ask Husam, do you feel like you guys have missed your opportunity to rack up league titles? Do you feel like you missed your window of opportunity where you could say, this was our window, everybody was in their peak, all the team was moving together in the right direction, Klopp, not in this 7-year cycle that people are going to start bantering about, Salah 30s, Mane gone, Firmino gone, Van Dijk 30s, Fabinho 30s, everybody in there coming up to their 30s, right? Do you feel like you missed your window of opportunity and do you feel like you only snagged one when you should have? You're not going to be able to get any more now because Haaland and De Bruyne, we just said it, Pep, it's a cheat code. Like really, who's stopping this?
Never mention Reece James again. I swear to God, this guy's coming for you now.
Matisse, you know for a fact what you're doing because
let's go. Big up Boogeyman, man.
I've already answered this question. You know that. I told you if we made the correct decision, we'd at least one more minimum. So but
in the future, what about now? Do you see any more coming your way?
This season we ain't winning no league. I'm not
next 30. Next
30 years. This is the problem in my life. No, one sec, because he said Husam. This is the problem with my life, right? This is the problem, ladies and gentlemen.
Therapy.
I fight my own Liverpool fans.
He's got the mic
because I want to raise the standards and I want us to win. And then I come on shows like this and the rivals want to cook me for what I'm saying to the Liverpool fans to begin with.
Listen, I'll call a truce. Put that fucking trophy away. I'll call a truce, bro.
You know who you need to ask that question to?
I won't.
One of them positive people who says we're going to win the league and trust in Klopp and ask them. Don't ask me because I've not said any of that shit. It's not me, wrong guy. I said 18-19, 2021, 21-22. One of those years we would have won if we made the correct decision in the transfer market, 100%. So I've already broken this down, Matisse. I don't know why you're asking me this question.
No, but I'm just saying, in the future, do you have much hope that you're going to be able to take another one?
He's asking for violins. He is asking for violins now.
I've heard from people, and people might laugh and stuff, but if I wanted to be an ITK, I promise you I'd have 50k followers because I know a whole lot of shit. In the next, from January onwards, I did hear that Liverpool are looking to change their transfer strategy because what happened last summer was a joke. It genuinely was a joke. That's just the God honest truth. Regardless who you support now, at this point in time, you look at it and you say, okay, it's a joke now. Because the fucked up thing is this market was a buyer's market. We've just left COVID. Clubs are stable financially and stuff. Players were available, Matthews, Nunes, Gravenberg, Bissouma, etc. And it's not just about the midfielder. Players were available. If you wanted to buy someone, this was your summer to go buy someone. And every single time, the messed up part is when the transfer window ends, we hear about, that Arsenal feeling when players we could have had under Wenger and then they start listing Kante and Cristiano Ronaldo, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You hear, and Liverpool tried to sign Moises Caicedo in the last hour of the transfer window. If we weren't negligent and arrogant, that would be a signing we would have made from the start of the transfer window, and he wouldn't have cost that much because he wouldn't have had that performance at Old Trafford away to begin with. So the thing is, look, at the end of the day, yes, we should have won more league titles, but so should have you, and so should have Man United, and so should have.
Don't include us. No, we should not. Do not include us in that. No.
So should have Spurs. What you need to understand is
ridiculous.
Since Pep Guardiola built his team, the only team to get a gold medal is Liverpool Football Club.
Hey, props to Liverpool, man.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
The greatest runners-up of all time.
That's it.
Boogeyman says, let me send $5 and say that I agree with Flawless. What now? And then he's followed it up again and said, here is $10. I disagree with
Hey, hold that, Husam. Get him, Boogeyman. Get him. Hey, Husam, hold that. You on ropes.
By the way, Flawless, you know I'm
If anyone likes me,
I appreciate the support. I've never seen anybody
Flawless. I'm not having this.
anybody so relentless in making their opinion so clear in Boogeyman.
Let me fight this guy. You know, you ask me what I contributed. You see the last 15. You see the last $15 I contributed to them because I told Boogeyman that if you send a bigger amount, does that mean you won? So
typical Liverpool fan.
Boogeyman triggered. He got so triggered he sent.
That's why City is so good. Liverpool.
He sent another super chat. So this all.
Look at me, he's mad.
Big up for you.
You
contributed $1.99. I contributed $15. Thank you.
Hey, whatever you got to tell yourself,
these Liverpool fans are elite. They learn it from Klopp. Honestly. This whole we help to contribute. The City get better because of Liverpool. Apparently, that is the same.
I hear it because they've heard Pep say it so much, and it's like, now we're gonna repeat it. But you have to understand that sometimes when Pep says something, like you have. No, I'm not saying he's lying. I'm just saying he's almost
he's from his channel.
Yeah, like he does this shit to us as well. I remember when we won the Club World Cup, right, last season, and Pep was like, they're the best team in the world. You're chatting shit. And you know you're chatting shit. But he's saying it because once again, it's diverting attention. It's like a decoy. And he's putting you in higher praise and higher approval, and you got the Pep approval. The Pep approval is very, 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 very powerful. And I've seen so many players get it, right? And then Man United, particularly in the transfer window, Maguire, Fred, they got the Pep approval. Ronaldo, Pep approval. Look, he wanted all these players, guys. Look, we have to go and get him. And then they go and get them. And then Pep's just like, bye-bye, bastard.
You mentioned it there, Matisse, like in terms
You'll be careful, man. He's a dickhead.
He is, man. He does the decoy runner thing. You get what I'm saying in that? Like, you see it, Liverpool, when they were more successful, Trent with Salah in that. Trent would attract attention, allow Salah to do his thing a little bit more. You know what I'm saying in that? And you're seeing that. That's why he does this all the time. All the time. That's why I take everything all managers say with a pinch of salt. They're very, very smart. They're very, very clever. For real. 100%.
Yeah, you got to be careful on Pep, man. You really do. Because that brother, he says, watch this hand instead of this one. That's what he does. And I've seen him do it too many a time now to get too gassed. So yeah, it's insane. But listen, we're going to come towards a close because if we don't, then we never will. And next thing you know, I'll be overlapping the big six and that will be a travesty. Do you know what I'm saying? Can't do that. Flawless, Mr. Take Note, Sarcasm City TV. Let them know where to find you, bro. Absolute
Sarcasm City TV. Yeah, man. Blessed for having me. I love this show. This is great. Big up the chat. You lot have had me in stitches during this show and that. Like, you lot always on smoking it, like all the time. Just don't cook me though, but I appreciate the chat. Sarcasm City TV, people. Sarcasm City TV. You know what I'm saying? Make sure go check out Prayer for the Ops as well. And
I just did that on purpose just so you didn't forget people.
And that's me Flawless on Twitter and Instagram as well, man. So yeah, make sure that's me Flawless Twitter and Instagram in it. I'm following the great footsteps of Don Husam. I'm gonna do a couple spaces as well over this international break. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, follow me Twitter and Instagram. Yeah, that's the YouTube channel right there. Sarcasm City TV. Big up.
Absolute pleasure, guys. Make sure you subscribe. The link is in the chat as always. Husam, this is Talk Football. Don Husam, Mystic Husam, yeah, Mystic Mike. How are you doing? Let the people know where to find you. Pleasure.
You know, I just want to say I didn't interrupt Flawless when he was doing his outro, so I hope he doesn't interrupt me. By the way, guys, big up to everyone. As always, Battle of the North, always enjoyable, always enjoyable. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to Matisse's channel as well. You know, incredible guy. I think he probably made the biggest transfer when he got this panel together, because this is just absolute chaos. 3 absolute chaotic people
over the whole summer. I've been
club, so you know this is a good transfer for Matisse right there. Maybe Chelsea should get him as director of football. So you can find me on This Is Football channel for all football fans. You get me. My Twitter is Don6, where you can find the spaces that everyone's talking about. You get me. Certain people might try to step into that space of like hosting spaces and stuff, but that's the lion's den. So, you know, unless you're a lion, it probably won't work out for you. But, you know, big up to you guys. Thank you so much for joining us, man. Big up.
There you go. Link is in the chat and it's always in the description.
Yeah, man. You're right. Still in it. Because you call yourself, what is it? A mountain lion from, what do you say? A mountain lion. From where?
He's going to ask Daps to tell the people where they could fight.
No. We'll get there. Basically, anyway.
National Geographic.
Hassan calls him Sir David Flawless. He calls himself. I am that good. He calls himself a man. No, basically, Hassan's telling us he's a big pussycat people. But listen,
we've already agreed which animal everyone is. We've already agreed.
Yeah, you're a big pussycat. We know, man.
I'm a lion.
It's not well and good, man.
Daps is always angry, so he's a rhino. And Matisse is a leopard.
Whoa.
Daps, let them know where to find you. Please take over.
Why are you saying I'm always angry, bro?
Daps, let them know where to find you, please. I beg of you.
Never a foul. But nah, you know what? You have made an elite panel. Like, yeah, I just love watching these two. These two just
fucking hilarious.
Don't subscribe to these two channels. And Matisse is, you know what? Matisse is just the elite content creator.
I appreciate it. There's a video that I put out as well. If you people do want to check out the last video that I put out, it's inspired by Modern Family. It's called Chelsea Family, and we've done some interviews. We've done some interviews, and there's Kukurea in there. There's Aubameyang.
You've got a wig. You haven't got a wig.
Not quite, but I will be bringing wigs to this series. But I've definitely done the accents, so definitely check that out. And they're sitting on the couch. You know the couch scene.
This is what I mean about content creation. This is what we should be doing. So
there you go. Check it out. We're gonna improve that series, but it's just the beginning. And yeah, listen, what a panel, man. I was sitting in the kitchen, you know, cooking all summer trying to get this one and thinking, yeah, this personality with this one. I said, hold on, this is all from Twitch. So if you haven't followed the Twitch, this is where it came from. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna bring more. So big up your damn selves. In a bit, people. Peace.
3, 2, 1, start.
Perfect time, nurtured right. Them man there be learning lines, rehearsing lines. Trust me, far from certified. Acting while you sleep, I'm working nights. I want all the ups to feel like that Jurgen guy on Merseyside.